Welcome to Gear Check Games. This is part 39 of our commentary for The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD. This is it, guys. The last Triforce hunting part.
Yay.
We're almost done. We've only got 2 more to go, and we're getting them both today. But first, it's time to show another fairy fountain that I really didn't need to.
Any friend of a fairy's a friend of mine. Wise words from Fern Gully.
Kids, if somebody says that to you on the street, don't listen to them.
It's an invitation. Go with
They're
them.
a giant multicolored iguana that wants to eat you.
God, I'm getting some real Attack on Titan vibes from this scene of Link with his creepy smile holding a fairy in a bottle.
Bottle.
You know he's getting ready to bite the head off that thing.
Oh, Lord.
But he's going to do it in incredibly slow motion. That way the audience knows that this is the inciting moment for the main character to be angry.
Damn, dude.
I'm sorry, I love Attack on Titan, but the adaptation makes me tear my hair out.
Oh.
It's a good show.
You talking about the Netflix adaptation?
Well, thankfully there's nothing nearly that disturbing in this LP, so...
I want to see a Netflix adaptation of Attack on Titan with just actual giant people. Like, giant actors naked.
Oh, God.
They don't edit
running
out the...
around.
I mean, didn't they do a live-action movie?
Oh.
God.
I'm pretty sure Japan made a live-action movie that was like the first couple issues of the manga.
Which I heard, in the vein of most live-action adaptations, was terrible, so...
It's Avatar quality. The
You
Last
want
Airbender.
to talk about quality live-action adaptations? The Netflix Death Note.
Oh man, I've heard stories.
Or was that Netflix, or was that just like a standalone movie?
I think it was a standalone movie, but they produced it.
God, that was some good old Light Turner, my favorite Japanese anime protagonist.
Oh yeah, they anglicized all the names and people, didn't they?
Yeah.
Did they get ScoJo to play anybody?
It was to emulate the charm of 4Kids entertainment, okay?
Yeah. It's pretty much just like modern day 4Kids. Oh God, that was
4Kids squared.
that was a movie.
Wait, you only have like 3 more fish to talk to.
Yeah, we're closing in, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fish.
And we have a rather unique island here. It's entirely made out of, block puzzle blocks, I guess?
Is this like the Mario reference in this Zelda game? That there inevitably always is?
Yeah, it's the reference to Mario 3D World, where every level is inexplicably made out of stock cubes.
It's true. I played that game a couple, probably months ago on stream. But you're right.
Yeah. Not a bad game, but not really my kind of Mario.
Hashtag.
But this treasure's mine, that's for sure.
Man, Phantom Hourglass had a few interesting islands, like DS Island. It's just an island shape in the shape of a DS.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like treasure buried where the start button would be or something.
Definitely not product placement.
Product placement for the device that you're playing on.
Buy this game system. But
I think there was another island that was like it was completely uncharted, so you had to run around and map it out yourself, and it turned out it was like an island in the shape of a seal or a whale or something. I think it was a whale.
Oh, that's neat.
With like little water spouting out of its blowhole.
See, that's a nice use of the... Oh, yeah, I remember that island. That's a good use of the, using the stylus to draw on your map.
Yeah. I was disappointed that they didn't do, like, more in that vein with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I said in a previous part, a lot of my recollection of Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks dungeon puzzles is just kind of like, find the solution, write it down.
Find the
Go to the
room.
Go and execute the solution. And then find the computer room.
It's nice that you can write them down though. Like,
yeah,
I kind of wish you could do that in Breath of the Wild sometimes. Like I know you have the system of like marking things on the map, but it's just not the same of just being able to draw or like make a note saying X is here or like beware this.
Yeah, if only there was some kind of revolutionary controller for one of the systems that Breath of the Wild came out on that featured both a touchscreen and a stylus, which would make it easy to write things down and make notes.
Hey, technically both of those are touch capable.
Oh yeah.
No, you're wrong.
You know what they should? You know what they should have brought back for the Switch? Do you remember that little like felt strap that the original DS model had? That had like a little plastic bit that you put over your thumb in case you want to use your finger to like tap the touchscreen instead of the stylus. Which I didn't know the purpose of for like decades after playing the game.
Yeah, I remember it had a felt strap or whatever the strap was made of. But I always thought it was just like a wrist strap.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
in case you drop
I don't
your
think
DS.
I'm that clumsy.
Yeah.
Ooh, Beak Cave. Wait.
Yeah, these just kind of warp you back and forth.
Yeah, it's interesting that they coded these to be like that.
Yeah, they could have just made them like put like an invisible wall.
Yeah.
At the back of
the
the
like in most
mouth.
of these areas, I mean, is there one of those areas where you actually need to go through them like that?
No, not that I recall.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder if they were going to do that. Like,
I think the way they did it works though. Like it kind of makes them feel a little more mysterious. They just kind of like confoundingly spawn you inside one of the other entrances.
It lends credence to my game theory that those areas are actually underground transit systems for the Ganon's monsters to traverse under the Grey Sea.
Uh-huh. Man, I still think it would have been cool if you could use that to like warp around secretly. It would be pretty pointless given the inclusion of the Ballad of Gales, but like, I don't know, would have been just another little fun thing. And kind of a reference to Ocarina, where there were little shortcuts between the areas you could like go into that would like warp you around.
What if there was an underground rail system that Ganon used to transport his troops around?
Actually, in Spirit Tracks, isn't there like an underwater section for the railways?
Oh, what?
Like in the ocean area of the Spirit Tracks overworld, like you drive the train underground, or excuse me, underwater.
Yeah.
There's no subways in New Hyrule, but there's a
yeah.
Whatever the English channel is supposed to be.
This is the channel between Hyrule and Termina.
Here's an island I always forget about because of well, I don't know. I never really, for whatever reason, I never really gravitated toward this minigame, but it's probably because I don't think you get a reward other than rupees for clearing it.
Yeah, it's just rupees, if I remember.
But I think there's a treasure chart, like, in a hole on one of these islands, so I think I picked that up, but...
Who's that weird chubby guy?
Wait, you don't remember him from the Windfall Island Tavern? Yeah, think about where that is and where we are right now. Like, this guy apparently sails all the way back to Windfall Island every night, and all the way back here at the break of dawn.
Maybe he has a Wind Waker too.
Yeah. Maybe he's the real
frog
hero.
is just going around handing out those the whirlwind. That's all, folks.
Yep. Well, I was gonna say, what if we're looking at like an MGS2 situation here, where that guy is the real like grizzled, experienced hero who's doing all the dirty work, and Link is just showing up like 5 minutes too late every time.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, what if it's an MGS2 situation where there's actually like a big box sorting room on Windfall that delivers people to these different islands?
That would also be... No, you know what it is? You get in a mailbox. It's like Dark Souls. You climb inside a mailbox and curl into the fetal position, and all of a sudden the Rito postman comes by and like takes you, thinking that your mail takes you to a different island.
It's like...
That would be so pointless, but I would love it.
Link can fold himself up like Paper Mario style.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of his little-known powers.
That sounds like a Junji Ito story, where there's like... It's a world where male birds deliver curled-up people in mailboxes.
That sounds like a nightmare I had yesterday.
Link, what happened to your limbs? I'm the hero of time.
So are you not allowed to use the Swift Sail in this minigame?
Yeah, it just won't come out if you push A.
Probably because they tested it out and realized that it is way too hard to control on...
Oh, yeah. I guess that was like the rare instance of like normal speed sailing that we showcased in this playthrough, because like that's another thing. Like, I haven't been back to the GameCube version for a full playthrough since HD came out, but like stuff like that really kind of makes me wary of it. Because you know, you play HD for long enough and you take for granted the fact that, you know, you don't have to manually reset the wind direction every time you turn around in the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Swift
That's the sort of that's the sort of thing that's a lot easier to get away with when the person playing your game has never played at a 3D adventure game before.
So the Swift Sail...
I mean, that's not me. Why do you ask?
So you don't have to repoint the wind with the Swift Sail?
Nope, I'm glad we're explaining this like 30 parts after we picked it up, but the way the Swift Sail works is it just automatically points the wind in whatever direction the boat is facing.
And also doubles your speed.
And doubles your speed, yeah. Basically added as a convenience, because in the original version, the sailing just felt kind of clunky, especially in situations where you have to turn around a lot because the boat moves really slowly. And if you want to get anywhere at speed, you need the wind to be behind you. So...
I forgot, did the racing minigame in the original, did you have to like change the direction of the wind in that?
I don't think so. I mean, that would be pretty broken if you did, because it times you.
Yeah.
So what are we after now, since we've got like a heart piece and a couple rupees?
Well, right now, as I said, I just want to fill out the map, like show a little bit of every island. But once we get to the final square, there'll be a Triforce piece, and after that, there'll be only one more that we need to find. And let me tell you, we are in for a spooky time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what?
That reminds me, I won't spoil this one, but in Assassin's Creed 4, in the pirate one, there's four ghosts. Well, there's like 2 ghost ships and like 2 elite ships that you can take on in the 4 corners of the map, and you have to beat them for 100%. And they like test all of your skill in pirating.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that game has like ship-to-ship combat, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it's really fleshed out too.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's the reason you want to explore every island in that game, because like every little bit helps you upgrade your ship just a little more.
That's another thing that they thankfully improved in the HD version, was the ship combat. As in, now you can move and fire bombs at the same time.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Which you could not do in the original.
Yep.
Link's not good at
There also wasn't a firing arc.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Guys, aren't you proud of me? I'm ignoring that platform.
I can feel past Joe just like cold sweating, rapidly looking over at the platform that he's sailing by.
Kind of sneaking a glance.
Must collect treasure.
I saw your camera twitching a bit.
Must get all trinkets.
What if this one is a treasure chart? That will just get me more rupees.
I mean, how would you know? Like we've said, the platform chart doesn't tell you which ones you've been to.
Well, don't you have a heart chart now? It shows you where all the heart pieces are.
Maybe? I forget if I... Oh my god, I'm not paying good attention to what...
Chart?
Yeah, there's one for heart pieces you get from treasure charts. And there's one for heart pieces that you get on islands from minigames. But again, it doesn't check them off like once you've gotten them, so
this is another
you kind of have to keep a mental tally.
Of when it would be nice if you could write on the screen.
Uh-huh.
I have to keep a mental map.
We did it! All 49 islands charted.
Now what do you get?
A sense of pride and accomplishment.
Huh.
The fish says, "You did it! Good job!"
He slaps you on the back with his fishy fin.
And then he dies of food poisoning.
See, he has no purpose now. You gotta eliminate him because now you are the only one who knows how to navigate the Great Sea.
Now you get all the bait for yourself.
Oh my god, it's like what happens after the events of Ocarina and Majora to that incarnation of Link, but instead of turning into a Stalfos, he turns into a fish.
Oh god, how horrifying.
Yeah, in Wind Waker 2, the fish we'll be talking to is just the Link from this game.
Wind Waker 2. Bigger, breezier.
Wind Wakerer.
Oh, I like this aesthetic in here. This is cool.
Yeah, I wanted to show this island off, because this one has kind of a cool interior.
This is very, what's the swamp's name in Majora?
Southern Swamp.
Woodfall?
Yeah, it's very Woodfall.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Is Woodfall the name of the whole swamp or just the temple? Because I feel like the swamp was just Southern Swamp.
Yeah, the Southern Swamp was... Those vines are... You can't go through those vines, Joe.
Oh, what?
Yeah, the Southern Swamp is the area, and the, oh my god, just go!
Teasing you.
And Woodfall is like the temple area, and like where the Dekus live, I think.
That's where all the water comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Woodfall Temple is the King Zora Grundle of Majora's Mask. It's where all the water flows through.
Uh-huh.
All the toxic, contaminated water.
Uh-huh.
Touched by the king.
Oh, Lord.
Every time you drink water, thank King Zora.
Uh-huh.
That's what gives it that distinctive Hylian flavor.
See, they tried to get him to move, but, like, he just couldn't weep fast enough.
You know what I want to see more of in Zelda games? Unique food stuff. It's like... Breath of the Wild definitely did it for me a lot more than most Zelda games, but, like, I want to see what Hylian cuisine looks like.
Yeah.
and not just like smoked fish and like generic, real world things.
Like they may eat like weirder stuff than we do.
Like I want to see Octorok calamari or something that's like rock hard. we got the rock mutton or whatever in Majora's Mask.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, sometimes Link is hungry enough that he could eat an Octorok.
Sometimes you're so hungry that you could eat an Octorok.
Yeah.
All that set up for that joke.
Yeah.
The rock mutton comes back in Breath of the Wild for the bro shrine.
Oh god, the one where you have to like stand in the in the fire for a set amount of time?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
It's the one where this Goron is like, hey, my brother went off to this mine. Can you go find him, make sure he's okay?
The digging Goron.
Yeah. And then he makes
Yeah.
he makes you go down to the
Okay, I
bottom of
remember
that
now.
cliff, and then once you pick up the rock sirloin, like they start chucking boulders and moblins at you.
Mm-hmm. So we had to wait for nightfall because this next Triforce shard is only accessible now
At
that it's
night.
nighttime.
Wait,
And now that we have the ghost ship chart.
Oh. Does he move around the map, the ghost ship?
Yeah, it depends on what phase of the moon it is. Like, first of all, it only shows up at night, and the island that it appears at depends on what phase of the moon is currently happening. So, yeah.
Spooky.
Are you guys ready for a totally climactic and... Oh my god, it's the pirate ship! That is literally just the Tetris pirate ship with some, like, smoke around it.
Maybe they got it from the same manufacturer.
Yeah, let's hope.
Oh god, there's redeads.
Suddenly redeads.
Why is there blue water?
Well, Trey, I hate to break it to you, but,
Well, no, like, it's odd blue. It's like weird blue.
Why is the floor here the color of Sonic's arms?
Yeah, it's like
you
cartoonish.
quiet, you heathen. This kind of reminds me of Eternal Darkness, like the room where you get the book every time you switch to a new protagonist. The floor is just made of, like, screaming faces. So yeah, this mysterious, terrifying ghost ship that we had to go through the process of exploring a mini dungeon and getting a special treasure chart in order to find is basically just a glorified submarine.
Okay.
Whoop-de-doo. But on the bright side, that's it, folks. That's the last one.
It's not about the reward or even like the later part of the adventure. It's about the earlier part of the journey.
No, Dan, you're you're describing the literal inverse of that way of thinking. In this case, it is literally just about the reward because the process of getting it is pretty lame.
They finally showed you the item screen on the top screen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave you the Zelda jingle played on the kazoo.
Yep. Yeah, that little jingle actually wasn't in the GameCube version. They added it in for HD, which is why some of the instrument samples sound like not like Wind Waker music.
So we gotta go back to Hyrule.
Past.
Yeah, back to Lower Hyrule and fight Ridley. Whatever, I don't know. We were playing Metroid at one point, weren't we?
Yeah, we'll play another one soon.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna sink down into Hyrule and it just turns into the Ridley elevator fight from Prime 3
Oh,
as
no.
you're sinking down to Hyrule.
Except you're just, like, slowly sinking through the water.
So, now that you have the Triforce piece, does that mean... Because it's yellow and triangular. Does that
God,
mean
it's sucked in my hand.
the key to Hyrule is a piece of cheese?
I hope not.
Don't
we
ruin
haven't-
Joe's favorite game for him.
We haven't told the audience of your distaste.
Oh, then they'll all unsubscribe, Trey.
Oh, that's true. We don't want
You know what happened last time someone told someone about Joe's distaste for cheese? Actually,
Oh,
no, every
God.
time. every single time someone finds out about it, they're like, ew, gross, get away from me.
One less potential friend for Joe.
Oh.
Anywho, the gods have finally deemed us worthy of putting up with their nonsense. So, next time, we're starting the end game.
Yeah, Thanos will
Legend
be
of Zelda
there.
Endgame. Be there or be...
Yeah, Ganondorf does have, like, rather pronounced chin. I suppose he fits the bill.
He's got Thanos chin.
That's all it takes for a good villain, ladies and gents. Take notes.
He needs to just find a bucket of purple paint and just dunk himself in. Robe and
We've
all.
gotten blue Ganondorf. We've gotten blue Ganon. Now let's get purple Ganon.
Uh-huh. We'll complete the Ganon rainbow. next time. See you then.
Bye.